Yo, what's good people, it's J Cactus, and in today's video, I'm going to be making a sample drill beat. So I'm thinking for someone like Central C or even K Flock, depending on the drums that I use. I've got a sample that I want to use and it's a real old track, so the quality is kind of dead, but I'm going to show you how to clean it up to a point where it's at least usable. And yo, we're less than 4k off from hitting 100k subscribers, so if you want to get involved in the huge giveaway that I'll be doing, and if you want new videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 PM, then consider subscribing, and let's get straight into it. Alright, so the sample that I want to flip is Summer in the City by Loving Spoonful. It's an old track. Like I said, the quality of this one isn't the best, but I thought it would be a good opportunity to show you a couple techniques for cleaning samples up. A lot of you would have heard it, but I'll give you a quick preview.
Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty.
I wanted to sample this one because when I heard Central C's Retail Therapy, it reminded me of this track. I don't know if it's the chord progression or what, and I heard this being flipped into boom bap beats years ago, but I've never heard a drill version. It's going to be hard to sample that part because of the drums, but there's a section over here. This is going to be the best part. So I'm just going to double click in there, right click here and click edit in audio editor, and I'm just going to go to that section. And I can see even by looking at it that it's off, like the phase is off, it's all shifted to one side. You can hear the guitar and the other instruments in the right ear, and then you can hear a buzzing noise in the left ear, so it's kind of weird. But either way, we're going to take it. But we can't take this bit because there's some weird noise at the beginning, so what we're going to have to do is take it from here. And we can't take that bit because of the drums, so we're going to have to take this bit for the beginning and then that bit for the end. So whenever I'm sampling in Edison, usually I turn on snap to zero crossing, and that basically is going to snap it at a clean point. Like if you zoom in, you want to find a point where that circle is in the middle. So I'm just using this tool to drag it into the playlist. So now I can just rearrange these, bring this one first. And then rather than stretch it out, I think it's going to make more sense to shorten it and make it faster. So I'm going to set this to stretch. Same with the other one. Make sure this stretches on, then I'm going to hold Alt, click and drag, and then same here. Alright, let's see what this sounds like. It's not the cleanest, but it should work. So I've just brought that back a tiny bit to get rid of that click, and then I'm going to consolidate this track. So right click here, consolidate tracks from time selection, and now it's in its own file. But let's play with the pitch. Yeah, maybe there. This is going to be a hard one to clean up, but I'm going to send it to an empty track. Let me try halftime on it actually. I kind of like it there, you know. So I'm just going to cut out some of the lows and some of the highs first. And then you can hear there's a buzzing noise, so I'm just going to find a few nasty frequencies and get rid of them. So yeah, if you listen to that, we're getting a boxy frequency there, and then a sharp one there. So I'm just bringing them down. Already we're starting to clean it up a bit. I'm going to use Panomatic just to bring it back to the center, and you can see when it's hitting the center here. Let's see, around about there. I'm just adding a compressor too, just to even it out a bit. And then I'm just adding an imager to spread it. I don't want to do it too much though. And then I'm just going to brighten it up with a little bit of RC20. Add a little bit of vintage chorus. This is a new stock plugin as well. It sounds sick. And then I've just added a notch filter from FabFilter, because if you've got headphones on, you'll hear this frequency. And then we're getting rid of it. So again, just cleaning it up. So let me show you before and after all the processing. So this was before. You can see it's leaning to one side. There's some nasty frequencies. And then after. Can't get rid of all of those frequencies completely, but it's much cleaner now. And I'm gonna go ahead and render that out. Alright, so now we've got a clean file. I'm gonna copy this, make this one unique, and I'm gonna bring this one down an octave. Bring down the volume a bit, just so it's got some low end. And then I'm gonna copy it again, bring this one up an octave. But with this one, I'm going to reverse it, and then I'll chop it by, let's go bars, or actually let's go by beats. And then I'm just changing the progression so it matches. I'm doing this just so the melody has some high end because I had to cut quite a lot of the noise out. And then I'm going to take out quite a few lows from that high one. And I know I want to use some of the vocals just to chop them up, but I know I can't take it directly from the sample because there's so many drums. So I'm just going to use Lalal to separate them, and then I'll bring the acapella in. All right, so I've just brought the acapella in. I separated it with Lalal, and it sounds like this.
Down, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty. Bend down,
So it's not perfect, but I think it's going to work for this because I'm going to filter it anyway. And if you don't know what Lalal is, it's a service where you can separate vocals from instruments. This video is not sponsored by them or anything, but I have done a video for them in the past, so I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to learn how to use it properly. So I've just brought it back to the start, and I need to pitch it up 200, have it in stretch mode, and then I'm just going to manually bring it in time.
Hot down, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty. Bend down, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a shadow in the city. Hot down, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty.
By the way, I'm not going to keep the vocals all the way through. I'm going to chop them after. Alright, so the acapella is about there. I'm going to add some drums, and then when I find the right bounce, I'll chop the vocals around that. Alright, let's go for a counter snare next. Start a roll in here. Alright, and I've just pasted that in. Alright, so I've got the 2 counter snares now. Just bouncing off each other. And that pattern's just repeating. Alright, and for the 808, I just want something deep and gritty sounding, mainly hitting on the downbeat. So let's just find out where it's hitting. I think it's deep. Let's just have these quite long. So I'm hearing a few slides here. Or I could bring this one up. Ooh, that sounded cold. Maybe just have these slide in octaves. Alright, and I could do something with the kick at the end just to spice it up. So maybe a kick roll. So I could maybe add it here, roll this one up. See how this sounds. Yeah, I think the bass is sounding hard with these drums. I could hear K Flock or Central C on this. Alright, before I add any perks, I want to have a look at this sample. I don't want it to play all the way through. I could do that for a bridge though, but in the main verse, I just want a few vocal chops. So maybe this bit here where it says getting dirty. So let's bring this down. Maybe bring this one back. This might be alright for one section. I just need to bring them over a little bit. But I'm just adding a little bit of delay. I've got it on ping pong mode. I've brought the volume down. Just so it's a bit subtle. Alright, so I just need to add a couple more perks. I think one's going to be a rim. And with the rim, all I'm going to do is copy this second counter snare, but I'm just going to keep this end section, just so it builds up a bit of energy at the end of every 4 bar. And then maybe keep the roll here. You know what, I'm going to get rid of it in this bit. And then I'm just going to add a few more to fill in some gaps. And then I want a couple perk hits, maybe this one. Just gonna pan these as well. Maybe another perk repeat here. I'm just gonna go fit to tempo. It's already embedded. And then this might be the last thing, just this transition. Alright, and I think that's it for drums. I just want to add one last thing, and it's going to be a violin. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but when I start arranging it, I'll just see if it fits anywhere. So yeah, just a really simple violin, but it could work somewhere. So yeah, I don't want to take it any further than that. So right now I'm just going to finish mixing it. I'll arrange everything. And as always, I'll show you the final outcome. All right, so I finished mixing and arranging the beat. And you know what? This one actually came out kind of sick, considering the part of the sample that I wanted to take was sounding shit to start off with. And yeah, the only thing that I added was this bass guitar. I think a couple of perk repeats. And then I just played around with the vocals. I didn't even keep the 808 in the hook, but you'll see what I mean. So in the intro, I'm just keeping the normal sample. And then the lower one. A few of the vocals.
J Cactus.
And then the 808 comes in. So all this section is going to be the verse. And this is just a simplified 808 pattern. The drops just sounding mad. So we've got the normal 808s and the vocals, and then the higher melody comes in. So after every 8 bars, there's something new to introduce. And then I decided to keep that violin, just because it brings down the energy before the hook. So with the bass guitar, just match the bass of the sample. I thought I had to keep the main vocal in because that's the main part of the track. So yeah, no 808 in this one. I think it works though. It kind of breaks it up. And then the start of the second verse, obviously all of the energy is dipped. And the 808 comes back in. So yeah, I think this was sounding crazy. For the rest of it, I just copied that over. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you were feeling the beat. And if you want to get involved in the sick producer community that we're building, then I've left a link to my Discord in the description. We have beat battles in there, giveaways, beat reviews, interviews, or even just general chat if you want to speak to or collab with other producers. So it's definitely something I'm going to be spending more time on this year. But yo, I appreciate everyone for watching the video once again. Much love and I'll see you next time.